Hello everybody and welcome back, or I should say welcome to Let's Play Spyro the Dragon. Now this is the first one, and I will be doing all three on this channel. So yeah, here we go.
Oh, it's been peaceful here in the Five Worlds, or is it 6, for a dragon's age. We now have 12,000 treasure, or is it 14,000? What about this Ganasty Gnorc character? Now, I understand he's found a magic spell to turn gems into warriors for his cause.
I'll take that question. Nasty Gnorc is a simple creature. Simple! He has been contained in a remote world and is no threat to the Dragon Kingdom. No threat! Besides, he is ugly. That does it!
Looks like I've got some things to do.
Okay, so first of all, that first dragon just seemed like he had no idea what he was talking about. He didn't even know how many treasures they had or anything. Second of all, Nasty Gnorc seems like a pretty bad guy. So, this is the first homeworld. There's, if I remember correctly, there's 5 of these. And then Nasty's homeworld. So let's free this dragon. Now there's several dragons and so much gems in each level.
Thank you for releasing me, Spyro. Free 10 dragons in the Artisans world. Then find the balloonist. He'll transport you to the next world.
What about Nasty Gnorc? I'm going after him.
Find dragons first. That's all I can tell you.
Okay, so you only have to free 10 dragons to get to the next homeworld. However, we are going to be freeing all the dragons in the game and getting all the gems. Now here, you can save your game, you can replay the dragon if you miss what they said, or you can just continue if you accidentally step on this and you don't want to save. However, we will be saving with all of these, and something new that I'm going to start doing on this channel, and it's actually going to start with this video here, is each video is only going to be between 15 and 20 minutes long. And that's because I realized that if I'm going to be doing 4 videos a week, people don't have all day to watch videos. So doing the 30-minute videos like I was doing, actually not a lot of people are watching them as much. Now if we actually come here and we push start and we hit inventory, it tells us there are 100 gems and 4 dragons. So here's our second dragon, Delbin.
Where's Nasty Gnorc? I'll torch him.
Keep your horns on, Spyro! You have much to learn first. Do you know what the dragonfly following you is doing? His name is Sparks, and he's helping and protecting you. Keep an eye on him and see what I mean.
Right, so basically what he means is the little dragonfly that's following us around starts out as yellow. He goes from yellow to blue to green. And then if he gets hit one more time after that, he's gone. And then after that, if you take one more hit, you're actually dead. Yeah, it's difficult because you have to keep track of your life in that sense, but at the same time, it's not too difficult. Oh, okay, I jumped wrong. See, some of these jumps that they have you do in the game are actually kind of difficult if you don't know what you're doing. Like, this jump has never given me problems, and I knew this was going to happen on the Let's Play, was like, I did a whole run before this. And the only problem I had was a level in the very last homeworld, right before Nasty's homeworld, and then against Nasty Gnorc himself. Those were the only problems I had during my practice run. So I knew for a fact that when I started filming this, that I was going to have problems doing a lot of the jumps and a lot of the levels and stuff like that. So I'm of course going to try to do my best, but I know I'm not going to be super good at it in the Let's Play. which I guess is fine with me. Anyway, here's our third or fourth dragon,
Hey,
Thomas.
Spyro, press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks, plummeting into prehistoric glaciers.
Oh, that.
Okay, some of these dragons just say stupid stuff. There's a dragon, and I don't remember what level he comes in or what homeworld he comes in, but he will give you advice on how to glide. And this is a little farther in the game. It's like I think it's the third, somewhere in the third homeworld. He'll give you advice on how to glide. And it's like, we already know how to glide by that point in time because we've done it the whole game, and you need it to get to certain places in the game to get up to that point. So I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was a refresher course in case you haven't played in a long time or something. I don't know. But yeah, I grew up with Spyro the Dragon. Spyro the Dragon was one of two games I remember playing as a little kid. It was Spyro the Dragon, and the other was Banjo-Kazooie. Now, here's an interesting thing: is if you push the L1 or R1 button, you can actually roll like that, which doesn't really have its benefits that I've ever found. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This was one of the first games I remember ever playing as a kid. I am not too good at Spyro the Dragon, as you guys can tell with that jump that I messed up. However, its counterpart, Spyro Ripto's Rage, otherwise known as Gateway to Glimmer in the UK, is actually, in my opinion, the only game I am super, super good at. I played that game so much as a kid that I pretty much know that whole game inside and out. And that's what I'm going to be doing after this Spyro, is we're going to be doing Ripto's Rage. And then after Ripto's Rage, we're going to take on the third Spyro the Dragon. And it's just because I want to do all three back-to-back. I don't want there to be a break in between them. I mean, of course, I'll be doing a side Let's Play on top of it, which will be the Prince of Persia, the Warrior Within. But I don't want to actually, like, go and do, like, a Spyro and then another game and then eventually return to Spyro 2. I want to do them back-to-back. Anyway, these little sheep right here, and they change in every homeworld. Actually, no, I think they stay the same in all the homeworlds. However, the levels, they change. These give you butterflies. If Sparks is damaged in any way and you eat the butterfly, which Sparks will do on his own as long as you're close enough, it will actually bring part of Sparks back. So if you're green, or if you don't have Sparks, it'll bring Sparks back as green. If you have a green Sparks, it'll bring Sparks back as blue. And if you've got a blue Sparks will come back as yellow. So it's awesome. Now this is a unique feature that they didn't really implement too much in number 2.
Cool, Flash. Do that again.
The Artisans boss is through a portal in the Dragon Mouth. But you are not yet ready, Spyro. First you must complete one of the other Artisan lands.
Okay, so basically in this game what they did that they did not do in number 2, they actually did it differently in number 2 and 3, was the homeworld boss, instead of being between levels like we'll see in the later games, is actually a physical level where you collect gems and everything in the level, which I think is a really unique concept, and I'm glad they did that. But at the same time, it's weird because I think it makes it a little harder, because for me, I like taking on the speedways and then the boss first. So I don't know how I'm going to do it this time. Anyway, this is the balloonist guy. This is the guy we need to see after we get 10 dragons to go to the next homeworld. But once again, we are going to be getting every dragon and every gem before we continue. Now, there's also something I didn't show off. because you don't see them yet. But right above where it says Artisans, right below where it says our gem total and our dragon total, there are dragon eggs. And I think, if I remember correct, there's 12 or 14 dragon eggs in here. In the entire game to collect. And they're fairly easy to collect. Now we have all 100 gems, so we've completed, I believe we've completed this whole world, right? Yes, we've completed the whole home world. That little purple thing I got was actually what's called a life chest, if I remember exactly is what it's called. And basically what it does is it just gives you a 1-up. Okay, so we are actually going to take on Dark Hollow since we still have about 10 minutes. And I should be able to beat this in 10 minutes. If it goes a little over 20 minutes, that's fine. But I want to try to avoid episodes that are longer than 25 minutes. Now, in a lot of times, when you fly into level, you will see gems right behind you. However, they did not implement it in this one. Now, these guys have shields. If you catch them while they are jumping, you can actually, or while they're like that, you can actually just flame them. However, I prefer to charge them anyway, as that way I know I'm guaranteed to hit them and get rid of them. Okay, now this is a unique thing. These are treasure chests that have a lock on it, as you can see. You actually have to find a key to open them up. And the key will be hidden somewhere in the level. Sometimes they're easy to find, other times they're not. Now these big guys you can only flame, you cannot charge them. Now what I like to do with the treasure chest is I like to wait until the very end of the level. So once I've gotten everything else, I go back and I get the treasure chest. Now, in this one, it's got 100 gems as well, and 3 dragons. And it varies. I think each homeworld, they add an extra 100 gems per level.
Oh, it's you. I wasn't sure if you'd escape those annoying little creatures. Of course, they wouldn't bother me, but here's a hint. Metal armor is fireproof, but a charge attack will take care of it.
Okay, so that guy basically just reinstated what I said about the armor. That fire will not penetrate the armor, but that charge attacks will. So that's really cool. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to come over here. Now there's 2 ways we can go. And first we're going to go down because I like getting this path out of the way, as there have been times I've actually forgotten about this. Now this guy is in our way, so what we have to do is we actually have to wait, charge after him, and flame him before he can turn around. These guys are a little difficult to take care of, but they're not too bad in general. Not as bad as other enemies that we'll be facing later that are going to be kind of like them, but a little more severe. Now, a lot of the dragons I will be skipping in the game, only because of the fact that they say the same. Most of them say the same thing, which is "Thank you for releasing me" or "Thank you for releasing me, Spyro," and then they're done talking. So I will be skipping a lot of dragons in the game that just say that. Okay, so as you can see, Sparks picks up the gems, but he will not pick up the key. We actually have to physically touch the key. So now that we have the key, we can go back and unlock that treasure chest. Which I think I will do right after we leave this room. But we have a second dragon of 3. So, there's our second dragon, guys.
Spyro, want to know a secret? Use the triangle button when you want to zoom in and look around. Oh, your secret's safe with me.
Okay, yeah, so he basically tells us about pressing and holding the triangle button, and we can look around without moving. Now, I know a lot of people that actually use that. I don't. I really don't find that too helpful. Some people might, especially if it's your first time playing Spyro, and you're trying to find all the gems and you don't know where they're at, then that comes in handy for some people. But I basically know where all of the gems already are. So yeah. Now, I'm actually playing this on the PlayStation version. Like the PlayStation Network version that I bought through the store. I do have the physical discs, but the discs are so old that they are all scratched up, and sometimes certain parts of the games glitch, and I was like, I'm not going to deal with that, so I'll just I'll just play this version of it, which I think honestly works better anyway. But there's something later on that I'm going to talk about, and it's in the last homeworld, so it's still quite a ways away. But it's something that actually irritated me about the re-release of this, because they did it differently on a different version of the game than they did on this version, and it's a very important thing, and it's broken. Well, essentially it's broken. So yeah, you know, it's annoying and it's hard to do, but we'll eventually get it done. I found a cheap way of doing it during my, what do you want to call it, my practice file, because I could not figure it out how to do it normally. I mean, I know the basic concept, but I just couldn't figure it out. Okay, so as we saw there, Sparks ate his first butterfly of the game. Now, there is no guarantees that I'm not going to die in this game, because I am bad at it, but for the most part we will try not to die too much.
Big enemies
So yeah.
like this Gnorc with the club cannot be charged, but a quick flame, that should defeat them.
Okay, so he basically just tells us how to defeat the big guys, which by now we should have figured out. So let's save. And grab these last few gems here. That gives us 100. So if we look, we now have everything finished in the first 2 levels. So this seems about good. We can get 2 levels per video done, it looks like. Which is really cool. So that's probably what we'll do, is we'll get probably 2 done per episode. And we still have about 3 minutes, so I'm just going to show off where all of these levels are. So we have the boss right here, which we will be doing last. We have this level, which is actually the first level of the game that we'll be taking on probably in the next episode. We already took that one on. There's our balloonist again. Now, where was the other level? Oh yeah, the other level was right over here. There's a level that we'll be doing. That level pisses me off really bad. I hate it. And then over here we have the other level of the homeworld. This level up here is kind of confusing for me anyways. But it's not too bad. So I think starting in the next episode we'll take on Stone Hill. Being as that how that was actually supposed to be the first level, and we did it, and we're going to be doing it third, or the actual second level we'll be doing that. But with the homeworld, if we count that as level, it's the 3rd level that we'll have done. So, with that, I will end this video. Goodbye.